That's probably enough to do the whole face and hands. And you'll take a little bit of that.
The medium.
And add a little water. And there's some paint on my brush, but I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. See how you do it separate? That way, as you progress in your layering, you can add more pigment to this. Because the first couple layers you want very, very transparent. You just have more control. After you get some layers on there, you can add more pigment to the
What is the excuse me, what is the ingredient for the sankir brown?
That is a burnt raw sienna, which is almost like gold oxide, but it's browner, and green. Any green you want. I use Tooker's green and chromium green oxide.
What kind of green?
Huh?
Raw green.
Rosy.
He said any green.
Any green.
Yeah.
But
You
what
can
did you
use olive green, whatever green you want. Except you don't want to use something with white in it, like antique green or anything like that. Try to use a solid green. So take a little bit of this. Let's see how. It might be still a little too transparent. That's better. Then you got to dry your brush off because you know if it's too wet, it's not going to work.
Oh.
I'm comfortable using the big brush, but try to do it so you don't have brush strokes. And if it's done transparently, you won't see them. But remember, don't paint over wet paint, or you'll pull it off. So. Actually, this is a bit transparent. You can have a little more pigment than this. You can have a lot more pigment than this. But if you get too much in there, you'll see that, it's starting to look blotchy, you know? So, push that here. More pigment in there.
Green, what is the combination of that pigment?
It's about a brush full of this and
Raw sienna.
about twice as much water. So as you got medium and yeah, that's more like it. My brush is a little bit overloaded, you see it. When you lift it up, if there's a puddle, you know, it means that it's overloaded. Hey there. We're just getting the sankir. So there's two coats, and you can see not much. We'll dry it. And every time you put a coat on, you can add a little more pigment to your pile, make it a little stronger. Keep going.
Yep.
Anybody wants. Okay, so we're gonna,
That's what color is it?
this is cobalt, this is a cobalt blue.
But
Okay.
white?
Okay.
No
not
white.
Oh,
Just
No, no, this
medium.
is medium.
medium with
Very
a cobalt blue.
transparent.
Yeah, yeah, so there's hardly any pigment there. But that's the way you want it. So, see, of course, around the edges, they're gonna be shaded.
Darker. Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, I don't even see it.
maybe a little bit more than that.
Oh, sorry.
Can't see it. Try it on for.
Now, are we not putting anything on the robe itself?
No, we can. We can put some opal on there. And we can even do some white on top of the opal. But if you take this down, see, this is the color of the gesso.
Yes.
If you take it down too dark, you'll never get that white. It'll never look white again. You know. And if you look at the one that's on the wall, the fresco, it's basically a white wall with some lines on it. You know, pretty much, just some lines. They left it white and just put the lines on. But we're gonna do it a little different. Soften it with your finger if you need to. That's probably the darkest spot on here. Also, right here is pretty dark on the fresco. So we're laying in shadows, you know, which you don't see too often in an icon. But I wanted you to experience this. It looks like I forgot a line, but I know where it is, so I'm just gonna put that there. Now, some of these were going to be a little broad. I wanted the bottom of the arm to be in shadow. Then, is it dry? I don't know. So
still
you can
see
see,
water.
I will take it maybe half as wide again. You see what I mean? I put a real wide brush stroke first, and then I went half as wide right next to the edge, so it's bending back. This one needs a little more work. But you don't want to get too carried away with these shadows. Like you can. This is just copy what you see. Don't worry about the darker lines yet. We'll do that at the very end. Okay, when we're almost done.
Can the gesso be reapplied when
Can
we
what?
have the gesso? Can that be reapplied? Like if we have an area where we got it dirty by some reason or something?
Well, you can. What you can do is take an eraser, a paper, a wet eraser, and a paper towel. Erase it. That'll work.
I think it was just sitting on the shelf there.
So reminders are brighter.
I didn't know you were the troublemaker. Did you?
I know. I always.
Good for you.
Wherever you think a shadow should go. I think I should have a little bit of shadow in there. Remember, this arm is going to, you want this arm to be really bright, and this knee and his belly. Those are the brightest spots because those are the ones that are closest to you. Especially the top of his arm is going to be really bright. The knee is going to be really bright right here. Back here there's a fold, so if you want to, just do something like that. And you build these up slowly.
How about a little on the sleeve right here? No?
Yeah, you can. That should be in shadow under there too. And use a big brush because it comes to a tip, so it's fairly simple. Anybody have any questions? And just because that's a line doesn't mean the shadow has to stay on the, do you know what I mean? The shadow can be a lot wider than the line. But that line will go back on when you're toward the end of the icon. But you can get too carried away with this and make. You can load your brush for each one. I don't know, how far do they go down? About that far? Yeah. Lift. Push. Lift. Whoops. You have to load your brush for each one. Looks good. It just represents some metallic threads, you know, metallic, like gold threads on a special piece of trim.
What's the color of the yellow?
You're mixing a color of Naples with yellow deep. And you want it to be opaque, so. That's good. I mean, I'm happy with it. That's fine.
One more. Wayne? Right here.
What about
Yeah, see? One more.
one more? Oh, yeah. We can do that one. Oh, I've got the wrong brush now. Gosh, it's got to be liquid enough to blow off the brush. That's fine. On the wings. There are these. Let's turn that icon this way. Could you turn this icon this way? I can't reach it. Very good. Okay. What you determine is the direction. First, you determine like the direction of the wing. Which way is it pointing? And you could start in the middle. it's pointing kind of this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one is pointing
Outward that way.
this way, kind of up.
Mm-hmm.
So what you would do is, you have to keep that in mind when you're doing this first part. But you could start up against the shoulders.
That's
You fully load your
Yellow
brush,
accent.
same color,
Um,
yellow deep,
Yellow deep and Naples.
and Naples,
okay.
same
I didn't
color.
write down yet.
You want it to gracefully kind of flow. Whoops.
I know.
It's not fair.
I would need your lines and he
Too much water.
Are you matching it up with the feather tips?
Am I
Or-
matching it up?
Like, is it,
It's yellow deep and Naples.
Is it what? Is
is
it
it
what?
two prongs each from,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I always like to show people the easiest way, the most, I think the easiest way,
Prettiest
sometimes the
way.
best way for people to learn. And feel free to turn your icon so you can get that swing that you need. And you can even do a little one like that.
Okay.
It's okay. Okay. This one's swinging up. So start in the middle and do that one first. Don't take it right to the edge, but near it. Gently lift as you pull it, and it gives you a nice taper. So I'll turn it this way because I want that curve, you know. You want to parallel that one you just did.
That looks hard.
Oops, got a little crooked. And you see, you have, well, I could show you. Here's one. It's going to be hidden now, you know. You can, the bottoms of the feathers, under the feathers is a, there's a shape. That's good. Here's one. Wherever you have your, you know, under the feather. Yeah, but same thing on this. I have to turn it. I don't like that. It's got too fat, so I'm going to wipe it off. It'll come right off. Figure it out that way. Okay. That's good. right up here. It's all good. You can see how quick it goes. It doesn't take long. And you can even put just one.
Yeah.
If you want to.
And something else.
That's good.
Yeah, same,
Okay.
same, yeah.
That's simple, easy. I might want to strengthen these. See how they're kind of they're kind of see-through. Going a little bit